Hello, I want to give you a walk around of my vintage Speedster. I believe this car was built in 2002, possibly 2003, based on title history and the date code on the original tires that I just replaced. This car wears its original paint. It's built on a 68 Volkswagen Pan. Paint cleaned up really nice. You can find fine scratches. Of course, the body prep on these cars wasn't anywhere near show quality. That said, though, this thing looks good even up close. If you wanted to get picky, the surrounds of these taillights are a little bit tarnished. Don't really stand scrutiny as much as the rest of the car. There you go, you can see some pitting and corrosion on that cheap tin that was used. I've had the car for a few months. There's a saying that says the hunt is better than the kill, and I enjoy finding cars and kind of bringing them back, working on them, replacing things that need to be done. This car came out of California. The original owner had it for quite some time. A couple of years ago, sold to Montana. Largely sat in a storage warehouse. I brought it back to Boise. I've been working on it for a couple of 3 months as parts come in. You may note that that's a vintage speed shifter in ivory. You may notice one extra knob there, second knob to the right of the key. Supposed to be an ivory, not a perfect match, but it controls via a relay. Some vintage Marshall lights that I was able to install without drilling any holes in the bumper. They were installed using a relay, and fog light bulbs inside driving lights. So in any case, this car is wearing Vredestein Sprint Classic tires in the correct size all the way around. They're brand new, maybe 5 miles. All of the wear components, things like rubber brake lines, fuel lines, shock absorbers. This is the kind of stuff that I've spent time replacing on the car. This particular car was equipped with a Mexican crate motor, a 1600cc with hydraulic valves, and runs great. Of course, it's equipped with dual carbs like they all are, but of course, a lot of these came sold with the 1915, which would have, as I understand it, had an extra hole on that firewall for cooling. So will the 1600cc give someone more longevity and run cooler? Well, who knows. The exhaust underneath is notorious for cooking these little engine tin to motor seals. So I replaced this using a bus seal all the way around and behind the doghouse, using that H pattern bus seal. You can see new fuel lines, the German kind. Carbs have been rebuilt. I did add that little buffer there to keep the alternator wire from rubbing against the doghouse. Still running points at present. All of the cooling tin, heater boxes, all of that stuff is intact. Up front, as this car came sold, the battery box was fairly crude. And when I saw that, I knew that I wanted to improve that. So I took the battery that was in out, and put a pad underneath the battery and put a high quality battery in the car, and better routed the cables and buffeted them with grommets down below. So I've tried to make subtle improvements and parts replacements as appropriate. All of the doors open and close, all of the gauges on the car work. Took a while for the oil temperature gauge to respond, but it's only 50 degrees. I did replace the fluids with high quality AMSOIL products in the transaxle and the motor. I used a high zinc AMSOIL in the engine. Shifter dramatically improved the shifting. Seats have no rips or tears, no bolster wear. There's high quality stereo, although I'm not really into that kind of stuff. With Focal speakers in the door for those that are into it. The side curtains are as new and likely never used, as is the top. Of course, I'll fumble with that and put it up and take at least one picture only to put it back down. Has a great brake pedal, great brakes. This car doesn't have 7,000 miles on it yet. And it shows. Drives really well. And someone's gonna have a lot of fun with this